Today's story involved the subscriber's friend's younger sister who was a little bit too interested in him and tried to go a little bit beyond a nice, friendly relationship. And I don't want to spoil anything, but things got a little strange. You guys are sending me in very interesting stories, and trust me, they're fun to tell, and you guys enjoy listening to them. But dude, I'm reading over these things, I'm just like, what the fuck? So the subscriber who sent in this story, we're going to call him Zane. I literally just nabbed that name from a comment. So if you want your name or your friend's name or some random name to be in the videos, leave a comment down below just telling me the name you want. So anyways, right, the subscriber who sent in this story, his name is Zane. And we're going to call his friend Ben, because that's a name I use like every single day. Anyways, right, so Zane and Ben, they're good friends. And they're both like, I think they're second or third year in a college. They both ended up going to like the same college, which is pretty cool. And so they stayed really close friends. And anyways, they were both back for the summer. And Ben still lived with his parents. Zane had like an apartment somewhere, but it was kind of like not the greatest apartment because obviously you're in college, you're not making a ton of money. I think he worked as like, I don't know, a barista or a cashier or something like that. Kind of like more of a, a lot of college, like a classic college job at that point. And anyways, right, so Ben was like, hey, bro, like, you want to come over? My parents are going to be gone for the entire week, right? And I kind of have the house to myself. You just want to chill, maybe play some games, maybe have some high school friends over. And of course, like, Zane was like, dude, that sounds awesome. That sounds great. But anyways, right, Ben was like, hey, by the way, like, my sister, my younger sister, you've probably seen her a couple times, right? Who's also in college. This is not a weird story. She's also in college, but like freshman in college, whatever. And we're going to call her Luna, not the Storytime channel that I love and kind of have inspired this channel off of. Not that Luna, but Luna's a pretty classic girl's name, apparently. And that was also a common suggestion. So she's like, so Ben is like, hey, my younger sister Luna's going to be here. The problem is during the story, whenever I say Luna, I'm going to think of Austin from, the Luna Storytime channel. But yeah, my younger sister Luna's going to be here. So you can't stay like every day because she wants to have people over too. But she won't mind, like, as long as you don't mind her being here, you can stay for a couple days. And obviously, Zane's like, bro, I don't care. Like, I want to see you, and I'm sure she's cool or whatever. So, yeah, Zane was pretty hyped, dude. He was finishing up. It was like a Friday night, and he was going to go there Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then probably leave. But he was finishing up his shift at, let's just say, Starbucks. I love Starbucks, bro. They're so nice. Anyways, he's finishing up his shift at Starbucks, and he's just thinking about the week and how excited he was going to be. And he had literally no idea what was about to go down, which was, quite a situation. Anyways, right, so Zane finishes up his shift, he gets in his car, and he goes over to Ben's house. Drives into the driveway, he walks out, and, it's kind of like, he hasn't been to Ben's house in a second. Yeah, he goes to college with Ben. I think he rooms with him, too, but, like, whatever. He hasn't been to Ben's house in a long time. And they were boys back in the day, so, like, all the memories come flooding back. I recently, like, over the summer, went to my friend's house that I haven't seen in, like, years. And it was just, like, I just remember, like, flashback, 6th grade, 7th grade, sleepover, staying up till, like, 1 a.m., because that was, like, crazy back in the day. Like, playing, like, I don't know, Minecraft on my iPad, bro. Like, it just all came back to me. And a bit of a tangent, but that's just, like, a solid experience. Anyways, he comes back to his friend's house, and he's just hyped. He's just feeling good. And Ben walks out. He's like, hey, what's good, bro? He goes up, daps him up, whatever. They walk inside. And yeah, so they're walking in there, and Ben's like, bro, we're gonna have a great couple days. Like, nothing really. Tonight's gonna be chill. I think tomorrow might be chill too. And yeah, I think some friends might be coming over Sunday night, maybe Monday. I don't totally know. It's kind of up to them since, I got it. So it's summertime. Ben didn't necessarily have a job at this point. And Zane got kind of the week off anyways from his job. It just kind of like it worked out like that. Or he just wasn't scheduled to go on that week. I don't know exactly how, but for some reason he had the week off too. So they're like, yeah, it's more up to our friends when they want to come. But yeah, this is going to be a cool week. And anyways, right, when that was said, Luna, the younger sister, not the Storytime channel, love you, Luna, if you're actually listening to this. Austin, we got to hang out someday, bro. Anyways, not fangirling. Come on, Connor. Keep it together in a video. Anyways, right, Luna walks down. She's like, oh, hi. Like, hi, Zane. I haven't seen you in so long. Like, wow. It's so crazy. I think the last time I saw you, like, I was like a freshman in high school. Now I'm a freshman in college. And like, how's college going for you? And they had their standard conversation of how's college? Like, how's life? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in your free time? And Zane was like making some music at the time, not because he's the actual super famous, musician named Zayn, but just happened to be his name, and he made some music. So told her about that. She's like, oh, that's so cool, whatever, etc., like that. And yeah, life was just good. Anyways, so it was kind of late by the time that Zayn went over there. It was probably like 7, 8, and they already ate beforehand. So the plan was just to like kind of like sit on their couch or whatever, chill, watch some movies. Luna went up to just like go chill in her room or whatever, do kind of whatever she was doing. And at this point, they were just watching some movies, just hanging out, talking about stuff on their phones. It wasn't like an active movie watching. It was like the movie was on in the background. They'd both seen. It was kind of like they were like on their phones. They're talking to each other. They're just like doing stuff. It was just like a solid night. They were just having a good time, right? So anyways, right, Ben is like, hey, bro, I'm going to go to bed. If you're not tired, just, you can stay up here for a second, but, just come up when you're done. Because there was like a guest bedroom on the second floor. It was like Luna's bedroom, Ben's bathroom, the bathroom, and then also a guest bedroom like on that same floor. So, Zayn was like, all right, bro, I'll see you up there then. And, he's just chilling on the bed, watching some TV. And he gets a Snapchat from Luna. He hasn't, like, gotten a Snapchat from Luna probably ever. He had her added, like, a couple years ago because, like, he doesn't remember why, but probably for, like, communication or something because, he was hanging out with Ben a lot at that time. And still is, but was a lot at that time, too. So he gets a Snapchat from Luna and isn't totally sure. Like, he's like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, is this, like, a chat or something? Does she need me to get something? But no, it's just, like, a normal snap. And he opens it. And, obviously when someone sends you a snap, like, that's not even that big of a deal. I remember in middle school, I used to be like, oh my God, a girl sent me a snap, man. She wants me. No, it's not the case, bro. Just like, okay. She sent him a snap, but it was like, she was obviously trying. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, if you're trying to look good in a Snapchat, I even do that when I send it to, like, random people that I'm just decently friends with. I'm not trying to send them, like, looking totally ugly. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just try a little bit just because I don't have a lot of snaps, bro. No one snaps me, dude. Anyway, so he gets a snap from her, and she's kind of just, like, trying to look decent in it, which, like, doesn't necessarily mean anything at all. The only reason I'm even adding this in is because it's, like, a precursor of what's to come. And, Zayn didn't really think anything of it. He just kind of snapped her back casually, and she, like, opened it and replied within, like, seconds. And the thing is, some people just have an insanely crazy snap score where they just snap everyone all the time. I'm never on Snapchat. So, like, he just kind of thought that that's, like, how she used the app, because some people just use it more aggressively than others. Like me, I'd never use it. Like, even if I'm into someone, I won't reply for like a day because I just don't even think about it, dude. But anyways, right, he just kind of like brushed it off, assumed that she was just kind of like aggressive with that stuff. And obviously, like, if that was the only thing that happened, he wouldn't even remember that. The only reason he remembered that detail is because of what happened next. Anyways, right, so the next day is when stuff really does go down, when stuff gets awkward, when stuff gets really weird and uncomfortable, and what made it like story time enough for me to actually tell it on the channel. Anyways, right, so the next day rolls around, and, Ben's like, hey, man, I gotta go out and get some food for the week. Do you want anything? Zayn's like, nah, bro, you're good. Just get stuff we'll like. And he's like, Luna, do you want anything? Luna's like, no, I'm good. I kind of have everything I want. So, yeah, Ben says, hey, I'll be back in, like, 2 hours because I'll make some other stops, too. Just feel free to just, like, hang out here. Obviously, like, Zayn, you can go out and do stuff if you'd like to. I'm not gonna freak out if you're not back when I'm here. But, yeah, I'll be gone for 2 hours. And Zayn's like, all right. Probably gonna chill here. Got nothing better really to do. So yeah, Zayn goes over, just sits on the couch, just like is on his phone, just like looking at TikTok or something. Speaking of TikTok, you should follow my TikTok. It's Connor Pugs. I think it's in the description of videos now. I post my stories on there too. Anyways, right, Zayn is just sitting on the couch. He's just sitting there. And then all of a sudden Luna also sits on the couch, and it's like a big enough couch that like it's meant for like a bunch of people to sit on. She's like, what's up? And Zayn's like, hey, what's good? Like, how's it going? And he just kind of assumed that she was just like sitting there for the sake of sitting there, because like, whatever, man, like, you can sit wherever you want, like, no one cares, like, that's cool. And all of a sudden, right, she just like scooches up right next to him, and he's like, okay, like, she knows that like I'm best friends with her older brother, right? Obviously she's not gonna like do anything or make anything weird, right? And, he's sitting there, and Zayn's sweating a little bit. He's like, okay, what is going on? And he's just intensely looking at his phone, just, like, intensely looking at his TikTok. And then all of a sudden, right, because he only has, like, he doesn't have two hands on his phone when he's looking at TikTok, obviously, right? He has his other hand, like, on the couch, and then all of a sudden he notices, like, Luna is like, her hand like starts moving towards his, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna nip this in the bud. And he just kind of like switches hands with his phones nonchalantly, just to block her from trying to like hold his hand or something, which he wasn't 100%. Look, he wasn't 100% certain that was the case, but following events, which I'm going to tell you in a second, definitely make it the case. But he was like, switches hands with his phones real quick, but keeps it nonchalant. And she tries to play it off too, but obviously like she just got blocked, but she doesn't know that he blocked her on purpose. Anyways, then Luna's like, I'm going to go make something for me to eat. And she gets up and she leaves the couch. And at this point, Zane's just sitting there like, okay, that was a little weird. I'm like 80% sure she just tried to grab my hand to hold it or something. And she just kind of scooched in. Like, that's a little weird, but I'm going to play it off. I'm just going to think that I'm overreacting, but also just be diligent. And in future, like, once, like, he knew, like, what happened, like, in a couple hours, like, yes, in retrospect, 100% chance she was trying to hold his hand. Anyways, right, Ben gets back, and Zane is just, like, very, like, relieved, because he's like, okay, Luna's not going to try anything when, you know, the problem was, most likely, he thought was, like, oh, Ben's here, she tried something, but when Ben's here, she's not going to dare try anything, right? Of course, right? Right? Yeah, maybe, buddy. Okay, we'll see. Anyways, right? So Ben gets back. He's like, hey, what's up? I got some food. And, you know, Zane goes over. He's like, this looks so good. And he's like, yeah, I just thought I'd, like, you know, cook something up tonight. I don't know what we do. Probably same as last night. He's like, I was enjoying that. And then Zane's like, yeah, dude, I actually enjoyed that a lot, too, because it was genuinely a nice time. Like, they were just vibing. Speaking of vibing, today's secret word is vibe. Yeah, so comment vibe down below if you made it this far. I'm in the process of doing a lot of like projects and schoolwork and building and stuff, so I don't know how many vibe comments I can heart, but I'll do my best to do that. And if I'm going to heart a bunch of comments, they will only be comments to say vibe in them, because I filter by comments now. I filter by keywords, and I look up that word. So yeah, just if you want a heart or something, or a decent chance at one, comment vibe. And also, while you're down there, leave a like. I'll give you nothing. Pretty good deal. Anyways, right, so, you know, Luna comes down for dinner, and it's not awkward at all, because she doesn't, like, think that, like, he avoided her, like, that you know, Zane, like, dodged her attempt to hold his hand. She just thought it was, like, a weird coincidence, and Zane wasn't making anything awkward, and Ben didn't know anything about what was going on, so it was kind of a normal dinner, but eventually they go off to watch, like, TV or whatever, and just be on their phones, and just gonna, like, chill out and do whatever they're gonna do, and Luna just goes upstairs and goes to her room or whatever. So they're just chilling on the couch. And all of a sudden, right, things seem good, and, like, at this point, Zane kind of has his guard down because, you know, I don't know, dude, like, he just thinks, like, nothing weird's gonna happen, that, you know, that was, like, the last weird thing that would have happened. But, yeah, all of a sudden, he's on his phone, and he gets a typing notification from Luna, and he's like, oh, God, like, what is this gonna be now? Because, you know, typing notifications, bro, nothing good follows those. Nothing good ever follows those. Unless it's, like, a where you at, or, like, what you're doing, or something like that. But, yeah, he gets a typing notification from Luna, and he's just like, oh, God, like, okay, where is this gonna go? And he goes into Snapchat, and, you know, I don't know if you know, guys know what a half swipe is, but it's basically when you hold down the chat and swipe a little bit so that you can read the message, but it doesn't show that you read it. Anyways, right, so, you know, Zane goes in and half swipes on the message. And when he half swipes on the message reads, like, hey, Zane, come to my room, winky face. At this point, he's like, what the fuck? So at this point, right, he's like, you know what? I know what to do. And he turns at Ben. He's like, hey, man, like, this is kind of weird, but your sister just sent me this, and I have no idea what it means. And he shows it to Ben, and Ben is just looking at it like, what the fuck? Like, what? And at this point, Ben's like, dude, like, I mean, you can be honest with me, but, like, did you ever have, like, a thing with her or something? And Zane's like, no, I swear to God, I swear in my life, I swear in our friendship, like, I would never do that in the first place to any of my friends. But no, like, the only time we spoke was, like, when she was with you. And, yeah, I'm just a little confused. And, you know, then also Zane's like, you know what, let's just get ahead of this. He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, like, I don't know, she snapped me last night, which I snapped back, but she seemed pretty aggressive snapping back. And then she also came down and sat on the couch when you were gone, and I think she tried to hold my hand, but I just thought nothing of it. I thought I was overreacting, but obviously, with this message, I feel like it seems a little weirder. And Ben's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I just wanted you to come over and chill. Like, I'm sorry you have to deal with this. He's like, okay, I'm not certain. Ben's like, you know what? I'm not certain that, you know, this is what we think it is, but maybe we should do a little investigating. So Ben takes his phone and is like, hey man, do you mind if I chatter a little bit? And Zane's like, nah bro, it's good. Because Zane didn't care as long as like Ben was going to handle it, right? Because the last thing Zane wanted was Ben to be mad at him or think that he tried to do something, because then that would kind of ruin the week. But yeah, so Ben took the phone and was like, all right, let's think of something to send her. Let's figure out what she actually wants. And so Ben basically takes the phone and is like, hey man, I'm going to say something kind of weird. And Zane's like, all right, man, as long as you explain it's you. And he's like, yeah, no, 100%. So what he says, he just goes like straight up. He's like, I'm going to say, should I bring candims? I'm saying it weird so YouTube doesn't like thunderbolt me, but I'm not going to say it again. He's like, should I bring these? And, he shows the phone to, Zane, and he's like, oh, dude, what the, he's like, and at this point, like, Ben's like, dude, if she says, like, what are you talking about? Or, like, that's weird, I'm going to, like, explain it's me and send a snap of me. And if she says, yes, come, then I'm going to go confront her. So either way, you're safe, right? So Zane's like, all right, send it. And Ben sends the message saying if he should bring something. And she literally responds within, like, 30 seconds, yes. And at this point, Ben's like, okay, we're done. And he goes up and he just like walks upstairs. He's like, Zane, feel free to stay down here. Like, I don't want to get you involved in this. And so Zane's sitting on the couch. And he watches as his friend Ben walks up the stairs. And then he just hears yelling, like, he couldn't make it out exactly, but it probably went along the lines of, like, why are you trying to, like, get with my best friend, like, hook up with him while he's here? That's so weird. Like, that's my boy. Don't ever do that. I would be pissed at my friends if they tried to get with you. It also goes the other way. Like, that's so awkward. And at this point, right, eventually, and it's like more yelling and you couldn't hear exactly what it was. But yeah, Ben comes back downstairs. He's like, okay, so, well, Luna's packing up. She'll be back in a week. And yeah, sorry about that. So anyways, right, Zane is just awkwardly on the couch as, like, Luna comes down with, like, her bag or whatever and goes into the car. And he's just like, and Ben's just like, bro, can we just forget about this? Can we just completely forget about this? And at this point, Zane's like, you know what? Yeah. No. Forget about what, bro? And Ben's like, dude, forget about, oh, I get it. I get what you're saying. I get it. Yeah. So yeah, they had a pretty good rest of their trip. And after that, like, no more distractions, no more issues, no more complications. And besides that kind of bump, it was a pretty good trip. Real quick, I'm launching a Discord server in a week, but I'm dropping a link into the description of this video that will expire in an hour. So some people get early access to the server. You have to be here in the first hour and just click on it right now if you haven't already done so, just to test out the server and stuff and talk to me early on. Anyways, right, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and now go watch another video or I'll cry. I'll be very, very sad. Boo-hoo.